Okay, so I think you get the picture of selecting stuff and making different things with the delete background or delete the sky and change the sky. And then now we're going to move on to maybe portrait touch-up. Portrait touch-up, you have to be careful that not to overdo it. That's the first thing. And also is that you only kind of retouch people when you're going to be really close to, like a three-quarter or maybe half a body, or it's like they are really close to the camera. And then you probably do some stuff that's going to be making them look way better. Okay, so that's the main thing. Over here, it will see like this is perfectly good picture, and I would say like this is really nice to look to as far as like there's not too much stuff to be done, but there's things that sometimes you look at, and then it could be uh, part of the face or part of uh, the human or the person would like to have things removed. Example, like if I would take this photo and I would do some retouch, obviously you'll see the way that I do the retouch is just that it takes away some stuff, and afterwards, if the person doesn't like it, then they can always have it back. So in other words, like I'm going to show to you, as I showed into the classroom, is just that we start at when I start first is the Smart Healing Brush. There's always like the same thing that I do all over again that I showed since the beginning of this all the series of tutorials. Is just that I do the crop it first, and I'll do all the settings and everything, and after that I'm done that, then I start to do the touch up. Okay, so the spot healing brush, you've seen that in Lightroom, but this one over here is a little bit more intense in sense, and I much prefer like with Wacom tablets. So if I'm looking at this mole over here, I'm going to actually zoom in. Usually I try to zoom in really close so that I get a better sense of what I'm doing. Okay, pressing the space bar to move it. And then as usual, I'll say Control J to make a copy of it. And then after that here is that I'm going to try to do editing or fixing stuff, we could say, in non-destructive. So I'm going to create a layer, and you're going to see that if I use the brush or the spot healing brush, you have also via sample all layers. Usually by default, it's not selected. So you want to make a check mark over here. What is this doing is just that even though I'm on a blank layer, and I'm going to call this just healing brush so that I know what it means because I know what I've done. Okay, healing brush. And then I'm going to go in here and I'm just going to wait because I'm using a Wacom tablet. You'll see like I have to kind of trace around. If you're using a mouse, you want to have that option. Okay, so I'm going to remove that one. Remove this one over here too. Just like that. And then these freckles, it depends on people. Some do not want you to touch it. It's up to you. You choose, like if you're the photographer. I'm going to go in here, and there's one that's always been bugging me. Kind of the angle of the camera and all this. It's just like below, it looks not natural. There we go. Okay, so you have these ones, and it's up. Like I'll go in here and just remove some of them. Not all of them because she has already freckles. Okay, so in here, I'm not going to go overboard to do this. Okay, so and because the reason why is just that I will do some more stuff to our face. So if you hear, like you see, I'm going to go and zoom out, double click on the hand, and you see this is the before and this is the after. So there's nothing really drastically changed as far as the human being. So that's not too bad. On the same part over here, I'm going to go in here, and those usually like women really like this, depending on, it depends on a woman, but this will be the lines, or we can call them laughing lines. Okay, so in here, so I'm going to go in and zoom in again. So I would go close to the eyes, use the spot healing brush, and I'm just going to go over slightly over the laughing lines like this over here. So you're going to see that, okay, I'm still sampling from the all layers, and just go in here and just reduce these amount of those lines a little bit, not too much. So, and don't mind that, like you can actually reduce these things like after that you're done. Okay, and then with editing portrait like this, it takes a lot of time. Like we're doing it really quick, but usually it takes a long time, to do what you see like into magazines and all of that. because they go in and they change actually the skin. And we're not going to do that in this part. Okay, let's see, can I just reduce this? Let's try. Let's see what's going to happen. I'm not so sure if I like it. I might come back to just reduce that or remove it. So I'm going to go in here and just not make it. I'm not so sure if I like that. Nope, I don't like that. I'm going to reduce it in a different way. So I'm going to keep that in there. But this over here is another one that I use a spot healing brush. You see like those stranded hair or like loose hair. You can click onto this. That's why I kind of like that. And obviously this one over here. And then you can go in and just zoom in really closely and reduce these over here. And you keep on doing this as long as you go and you reduce that. Okay, so that would be, and then you can actually clean this up over here. The spot healing brush also, like if you look onto the nose, sometimes I want to try it on a different layer because it works, sometimes it doesn't. You can actually just reduce the amount of hotspot. So if I click over here and go like that, just go a little bit around, let's see what's going to happen. Yeah, I would need to do, well, there's some other stuff that I'm going to be doing to the face. So this is what I would do actually to the actual face to say, okay, I go in and just change a few things and keep on working onto that. So that's the spot healing brush that I first start. The next part we're going to be doing is that I'm going to look into, like, she's got a really pretty eyes, like already white pretty much. I said I'm going to go zoom out. So yeah, so I'm going to use maybe a different person to show you how to brighten the eyes and brighten the teeth. So that's my next step. Usually I use the spot healing brush, and after that I brighten the eyes and the teeth. Okay, so we'll do that next time.